Is it worth seeing an older band if there are no original members left?
Nope.
I agree.
Like zero?
Well, I won't even do it when there's two.
I mean, yeah, that's a degrees question. So what if there's one left? What if there's two left? I mean, what if the band's evolved over the years and
it's a cover?
Well, if it's like Paul McCartney and Wings, like, does it matter? Because if Paul McCartney's still there, who gives a shit? If Wings is there, his wife's been dead for 20 years.
I'm not going to see Wings. I'm going to see Paul McCartney and Wings. So,
but I'm saying, like, think about, like, I don't know, like the Rolling Stones. Like, I have to say this is it's all about if the lead singer's still there. That's really how it is. Like, I know the guys from Journey found that guy in Japan at a karaoke bar, but like that doesn't happen all the time. That a guy sounds just like Steve Perry, like note for note like Steve Perry.
Well, we brought it up earlier. Brian Johnson and Bon Scott.
AC/DC was like
right.
There are certain instances where they look out.
I think they found it like right at the beginning, though. Like I know they had a couple albums, but like they found a guy.
Van Halen is just to throw that out there. I mean,
yep.
It is a select few bands that have been able to replace a lead singer and maintain success. Very hard.
Yeah, but I mean, like now, if you're looking for, let's just say you're looking for the classic rock stuff, you're not there because, and I will say this, like Marissa and I saw the Eagles, and Steve, I know you've seen them in the last 5 years. Like, we all know that Glenn Frey's dead. Like, but like his son was singing, and he sounded just like him.
Yeah, Glenn Frey was missed, but Eagles are a separate band because that's a band where every single member has their own songs, and Don Henley was a lead singer to the tune of Glenn Frey was also the lead singer. I mean, that's it wasn't like if Led Zeppelin lost Robert Plant.
Right, but what I'm saying is, like, you could go see the Eagles because Don Henley's kid sounds just like him, and so does Glenn Frey's kid, and they sing together because they got the one bassist they propped up like a Skeletor. You know what I mean? Like, you could do that.
Why you got to do that to Timothy B. Schmidt? He's been there since the 70s.
Right,
He played in Poco. He played in Poco.
Right. But what I'm saying is like we saw like the Eagles and I'm not as big as a fan as my wife is, and she was like, "Oh my God, it was so nice to hear that." And like, but what they do is like they bring on guys like Vince Gill was in the band, and I'm sure you saw him with Vince Gill was in the band, and
who's an accomplished artist in his own.
No, he's great, and he just has to sing his own shit. But then, like, Joe Walsh is there, and then Joe Walsh. What they do is they play Joe Walsh's songs when he wasn't in the Eagles, and then like they played a bunch of Don Henley songs that were not Eagle songs.
Yeah.
But they give people what they want. They're like, fuck, all these guys are here. You might as well have them play the hits like a goddamn. Like a video.
So a couple years ago, Michelle and I went and saw the Four Tops and the Temptations. Four Tops, there wasn't a single original member in there. But
that's weird.
The Temptations, it was Otis Williams. Sorry, I can't remember the last name, and then all the rest are all deceased. So they were all replacements, young guys. So you had one elderly gentleman and then three other guys that were, But you know what? It sounded just like the Temptations.
But that's because you were there and you want it to also sound like that. I read a whole book about like how you want sound to sound.
It's definitely not a blanket answer because to throw another example, I saw Roger Waters live. He did The Wall in its entirety, and then several songs as an encore. And those David Gilmour songs didn't hit. I mean. But you know what? It was a fantastic concert.
Right.
And it all depends on how much you're paying too, because Pearl Jam, I'll pay $150, $200 to see Pearl Jam in concert. But if I'm going to see a Pearl Jam cover band, which is essentially what a band with no members left.
What if Eddie Vedder retires tomorrow and they replace him with someone similar would you still go
Like
and see?
Scott
I would still go
Stapp?
see him. I wouldn't pay
Like
$200.
Scott Stapp?
Oh,
I wouldn't
You
pay
said it.
oh, wait, how long has Mike been in? And he brings up Creed. That's you got a record.
Okay,
now.
so yes, to your point, yes, I would go see them, but I wouldn't pay $200.
Luke, I would
Price
be
is another variable.
I would tell you this: like, if Eddie Vedder was not like around, it's like Pearl Jam side projects. Like every guy in Pearl Jam has a side project. I don't give a shit about Jeff Ahmet's like band and Mike McCready's band. I don't care. Like I like Mike McCready's band when he was with Lane Staley. I like Jeff. Yeah, like I like bands that are good. I don't give a shit about like these second tier bands, man. I'm not there for that. I'm there for fucking Eddie Vedder and Pearl Jam and rockin'. That's how I feel.
Here's the deal. Friday night, you don't have anything to do. Mike McCready, Jeff Ament, Stone Gossard, Matt Cameron are coming to the local bar 10 blocks away from you. Would you pay $10 to go see him? Probably.
So,
well, yeah. Who's singing though? If it's Guilford Godfrey, like maybe we don't.
let me adjust this though. So like Luke and Al, you guys are going to see Cheap Trick, right?
Yes.
So what if the only person remaining in Cheap Trick that you're going to see at Cheap Trick prices was the bassist? One guy left.
Doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It's about the singers, man. I know. I hate to be a dick, but like, it really is about who's singing. Like it, unless you have a mimic or somebody close to it, you're not there.
Even then, you're not paying the full price. Yep. So I agree.
No.
Lead singer is probably the.
It's always about the lead singer.
Would you pay full price for the Who right now, Luke?
I don't think so. Yep. And the only reason I'm paying full price for Cheap Trick is going to a concert with Al. He doesn't do concerts anymore.
That's the only. Yeah, I mean, I'm bummed that Bunny Carlos is out, but it's just because I'm going to be back there, and
it's legacy. Yeah, it'll be fun.
That's why you got to
go. I get to go with Duder El Duderino and his dude.
That's right.
Has anybody seen the Who in the last 5 years?
What's that? Sorry.
Have you seen the Who in the last 5 years?
I've seen clips.
I saw Roger Daltrey solo maybe, I don't know, 15 years ago.
All right, so my brother Luke is like you. He loves the Who. The Who is number one. Like when his top 5 records are the Who and Oasis, like that's it. Like it doesn't matter.
Sure.
He got us, and we were sitting there. This is my niece was in womb. She's 3 now. We were in May out at it used to be called the World Music Theater. Now it's called. Then it was Tweeter Center. The Tinley Park, the Tinley Park Fest outside place, and it was probably 35, 40 degrees in like the rain. It was miserable. and like, I've never seen the Who. And my brother's like, I got tickets for the Who. We're going to the Who. And because he loves the Who. And we sat there and it was awesome. Like to see those, because honestly, to see those two guys, I know that you love John Entwistle, but the Who is it's Pete Townsend, it's Roger Daltrey, like without it, but they had like a full orchestra, and it was those two guys like rocking it. It was so cool to see it in a miserable situation. I will say this, like, go see them, because you know why? Because eventually those two guys are not going to be here, and you're going to be pissed that you don't see either one of them. That's what I will say.
But do I want that bad taste? Like if Roger,
I don't think you will. You're going to walk. My brother felt like you did. He goes, without the full band, I don't know. And he sat down and he was mesmerized. And he's like, my brother's a big Roger Daltrey guy though. So it's like,
sure, he
loved him because my brother doesn't drink. So like Roger Daltrey doesn't drink. So it's kind of like a cool thing that they share together.
Gotcha.
In the mad world of living in the Illinois Valley, he doesn't drink. So, he loved every minute of it. He thought it was the greatest thing he ever saw. And I mean, he's seen Pearl Jam like 5 times before that. So I mean, I get it. It's okay.
Well, I'll give credit to Page and Plant when they toured or did shows together. They didn't do shows as Led Zeppelin. It was Page and Plant.
Sure.
They changed the branding. They changed the name. You know,
It's
whether
all
it was,
CD.
yeah. I mean, that I got to give a lot of respect for that.
I
agree. I agree, but like the Who like did it right away. They were like, we're still the Who.
Should have been the Who
Like-
-2.
I mean, yeah,
And,
but
you
they
know-
were the Who. But they were the Who when the minute, he died. They were like, yeah, we're still the Who. That's it. And they're done. Zeppelin said, we're done. Fuck it, we're done. Like, Robert Plant said, that was my best friend. We're not Led Zeppelin anymore.
Well,
So
last
it
year
depends on
that
the
came
band.
through Atlanta was the band, the 40th anniversary of the Waltz, the Last Waltz, and then it made me think like, there's only got to be 1 or 2 of them left, and of the 2 that are left, there was only one on the stage, and it had a bunch of guest musicians, good guest
Robbie
musicians.
Robertson's live still, right?
Yeah.
He was one of the 2, but it was the other guy, Graham, or I think it's Graham.
Because Danko and Manuel are
Garth.
dead, aren't they? Both of them?
Danko's passed
He's
away, and Livon Helm passed away.
And Richard Manuel's dead too.
And
right?
Richard Manuel, he committed suicide. Yeah, he passed away. So the
Garth
Garth,
Hudson?
yeah, Garth Hudson. That's who was
He-
doing the
Steve,
tour.
I will say
He's
that's a
not
great.
alive, is he?
He was the
he's-
one doing the tour. Yeah,
He's still alive? Okay.
and he was.
That's
with
a great drive-by trucker song, Danko and Manuel by Jason Isbell. He wrote that one,
All right.
and it was about the band. Like he tried, like the original. What the hell is it called? Southern Rock Opera was originally supposed to be about the band, and then they turned it to make it about Leonard Skinner, the guys from Drive-By Truckers. Jason Isbell wrote a song about him being like Danko and Manuel. Also, he has a documentary on HBO Max, so you guys should watch it. It's interesting. It's a good time, or not a good time. It's a music documentary, so it's always like miserable, but
So next question, and I'm going to adjust this a little bit. It's what is your favorite use of a song in a movie